Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, Mr. President and distinguished guests of the university, it is a great honor for me to receive this distinguished degree from the University of Haifa. And I'm reminded of the words of President Ford. I'm referring to Gerald Ford. Our Israeli visitors may not necessarily understand the significance of that remark. But he said, when he received an honorary degree, he said, "God forgive you for expressing such exaggerations, and God forgive me for enjoying them so much." Let me, ladies and gentlemen, express my deep appreciation to the university for this recognition. I can assure you that although you may have chosen me by happenstance, you will find me a very loyal son of your university, for which I am very grateful for this award. Let me also take this opportunity to thank many people, at the risk of going on for too long. Let me first of all thank my friend Hugh, who's the chairman of the evening, the distinguished senator from Leeds County and Kingston and the Islands, for having agreed to chair this evening. My friendship with Hugh, as he has described, has transcended party lines over many years, and Hugh and Donna are dear friends of Arlene and mine. You know, we share something in common. Our families are both a unique union of the chosen people and the frozen people. And for that, we're very grateful. Let me also thank Mr. Sheff, the chairman of the evening, who described very well the somewhat poisoned chalice which I handed to him as the chairman of the night. I thank him very much, and I thank you all for your great generosity in coming this evening. I'd like in particular to thank my dear friend Shaki Fahel for his very eloquent words tonight and for his great friendship to me, which means a great deal. To thank Michael Dan, of course, the remarkable Hedy Shapiro, for whom we are all very grateful, who's made an enormous contribution this evening. It's very difficult for me to single one or two people out, but the fellow who was sitting next to me throughout the dinner, whose friendship has come to mean so much to me, who has been, even at my advanced age, remains a great mentor of mine, and who I regard as the greatest Ontarian alive today, my dear friend William Grenville Davis. And in so doing, I take nothing away from his dear wife, Kathy, who's been a great supporter, and who I know, although Bill doesn't know this, voted for me many times. One day you'll explain this to Bill, Kathy, but I know this is true. My lovely and dear sister Jennifer, my very warm and dear friend John, who apart from my wife is the only person with whom I've shared a bedroom over a long period of time. And of course my wife Arlene, our two daughters who are here, Judith and Eleanor, and my daughter Lisa, who's away in Montreal, with whom I had a chance to spend this morning at breakfast. Family means everything to me, Mr. President, I'm sure you know, and I'm just so grateful for their support and for their being here tonight. Dear friends, I hope you'll appreciate if I say a few serious words this evening. I hope not too serious. A few days ago in Tel Aviv, 100,000 people stood in the same square where 15 years before, Yitzhak Rabin spoke to a rally about peace, and then on that very night lost his life to the gun of an assassin. This quiet but powerful demonstration of feeling, which took place just a few short days ago, did not receive much attention from the world's media. The act of a single terrorist seems more worthy somehow of attention. But nevertheless, the fact that 100,000 people stood with their president, Shimon Peres, to reflect on what had happened over the last 15 years, in my view, reflects the most important fact about the Middle East today. Opinion among Israelis and Palestinians alike is deeply in favor of a peace that is based on clear borders, that is based on mutual recognition, and what in shorthand today we call the two-state solution. I've just returned from a 6-day trip to 4 cities in the region: Amman, Ramallah, Jerusalem, and Cairo. I can tell you in all sincerity that the leaders that I met shared a very deep and very common conviction that only a political resolution of the conflict based on mutual recognition, 2 secure, viable, and democratic states for 2 peoples, as envisaged by the United Nations in 1947, will provide a basis for peace. A reconciliation built on this foundation is every bit as close as the leaders of Israel and the Palestinian Authority choose to make it. Of course, we all know that there are barriers to peace. There's deep mistrust, common claims to the same land, a history of conflict that has been marked by terrible violence and loss of life. But they are barriers that can be overcome if there is a political will to do it. And if I may say so, I'm deeply grateful that tonight, in this hall this evening, we have with us the senior representatives in Canada of the State of Israel, Madame Ziv, who's spoken tonight, a dear friend. Miriam and I have spent many times together discussing these issues, as well as with the representative of the Palestinian Authority who's with us this evening, Dr. Linda Sobe, who's with us tonight. I'm very, very grateful for her presence this evening. It means the world to me that she is here. I had the opportunity just last week to discuss the questions of peace and peaceful coexistence, both with senior representatives, with Deputy Prime Minister Meridor, with Deputy Foreign Minister Ayalon, together with President Abbas and with Prime Minister Fayyad. And I'm so grateful for the friendship and for the support, for the honesty and for the candor that the representatives of both the Palestinian Authority and the governments of Israel have shown to me. And I'm particularly grateful tonight that people from the Jewish community, of course, are here tonight, but also we have representatives from the Palestinian and broader Arab communities who are here this evening. And together we have to understand that it would be nothing easier for me than to give a simple pandering speech to one community or the other. But I want to say to all of you that I will give the same speech to this group tonight as I would give to any gathering across the country. And that is a speech that says, it is as important to us as Canadians that we maintain our support and our recognition and our solidarity with the State of Israel, as it is that we build our support and solidarity with a growing state of Palestine, a two-state solution that is critical to resolve the conflict in the region of the Middle East. You know, after the disappointments and frustrations of the years since Oslo, it is, of course, very easy to throw up our hands. And we do that, all of us, in a very human way from time to time, and say, it's too difficult, the conflicts are too wide, the gaps are too great. I'll tell you what I hope you will understand is meant as a telling story. But in this very last weekend,